First off, I want to apologize for my voice. I went to Epcot and got rained on and, got sick. And speaking of Disney properties, have you seen the announcement video for Deadpool 3 where you find out that Wolverine is coming back? Thanks to the awesome Ryan Reynolds, we learned that Deadpool 3 is on the way. Well, am I on the way? I mean, we'll get to see it in 2024. So it's on the way-ish. We do know that it will star Hugh Jackman as Wolverine along with Reynolds. This should be amazing. But as cool as this news is, if it doesn't have a solid story, a great plot, and some very meta humor, it won't matter. With that in mind, I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 things we want to see in Deadpool 3. And again, so sorry for the voice. Ooh, I can whisper and make it ASMR this entire video.
25.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man. This one would be a blast. Just think about how great it would be to see Deadpool getting frustrated and swearing at Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Deadpool could just start endlessly swearing at him and Holland could give it back to him. Spider-Man drops an F-bomb. Cap would not be pleased. This would be worth the price of admission.
24.
Cameos. Lots of cameos. This is Deadpool's first foray into the MCU. We've already seen the X-Men cameos when they were hiding from him in an office in Deadpool 2. So the same type of Avengers cameos now would be amazing. Personally, I'm hoping for Ant-Man, of course I am, because Paul Rudd, Thor because of Chris Hemsworth, and Rocket Raccoon so I can listen to him and Deadpool argue. Priceless. Damn it, Ant-Man, I can't escape Ant-Man. It's Star-Lord.
23.
Taylor Kitsch as Gambit. There has to be references to X-Men Origins Wolverine. Many of them. Constantly. So why not include one of the only good things from that movie? Taylor Kitsch was pretty good as Gambit, and he was woefully underused. Besides, I feel bad for him. He has been in so many movies that should have been huge, but instead fizzled. Battleship, John Carpenter, etc. I say bring him back for another shot.
22.
Taylor Swift getting killed. Did you notice that the Deadpool 3 trailer was filmed in the same house that Taylor Swift used for her All Too Well short film / music video? Did you also know that Reynolds and his wife Blake Lively are good friends with Taylor Swift? And so am I. I actually call her T Swizzle. We're super close. All of that is true, especially the last part, and it would be such a waste not to have her in the movie. And since Swift has a pretty good sense of humor about herself and her image, my vote is for her to not only be in the film, but to also be killed in the movie. It would be great for her fans to see her in the movie and for her non-fans to see her demise. Good times, man. Good times.
21.
References to all the different versions of Wolverine that Jackman has played. Okay, I understand that each time Hugh Jackman has played Logan, he has technically played the same character. But many of these movies provided viewers with different versions of the guy. Much like the comics, different writers and artists put some of themselves into the stories they tell. Filmmakers do the same thing. So far, we've seen Big Brother Wolverine, Tortured Soul Wolverine, Ninja Warrior Wolverine, Lovelorn Wolverine, and old End of His Life Wolverine. So, you might as well have some fun with it.
20.
Morbius references, maybe even a Jared Leto cameo. As bad as some people believe Origins to be, it doesn't compare to the hate directed at Morbius. So, in keeping with Deadpool's previous movies, we should get to see Deadpool call the failure out. Leto came back to play the Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League after everyone hated on him, so let him do the same thing with Morbius, because it is Morbin time after all.
19.
Let Deadpool be the only one who knows Wolverine died in Logan. Here's the scene. Deadpool and Wolverine are in a bad situation. They're trapped by an entire group of combatants. They argue about who should take the worst of the damage. Deadpool tells Wolverine to draw their fire or take on the biggest threat because, I know you won't die, it's not 2029. Wolverine doesn't get it at all, but we do.
18.
Mark Ruffalo. It would be fun to see Mark Ruffalo in the movie, but not as Hulk, and not as Bruce Banner either. He should be Lewis Reed, the dad from the Atom Project. Okay, hear me out. Since Deadpool now has Cable's time-jumping device and Marvel has the multiverse, theoretically, Deadpool could jump not only from time to time, but also between multiverses. So, let's say Deadpool and Wolverine need help with the time-jumping issue. They go to Ruffalo, who invented time travel in the Atom Project, which is a great movie if you haven't seen it. Sean Levy, who directed the Atom Project, is also directing Deadpool 3. And we already know that Reynolds loves making personal references to himself and his career in Deadpool movies, and this could be a fun one.
17.
The actual X-Men. Wolverine is a part of the X-Men. Deadpool is always making comments about how they couldn't afford the rest of the X-Men in the other movies. So, let's give him what he wants. Have a couple of the big-time X-Men from Wolverine's part of the multiverse. You could have any of the people who have played X-Men in other movies and still be able to do a full recast when they finally get their own MCU film.
16.
Keanu Reeves. I don't really have to explain this one, do I? I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. Keanu is so cool, he should be in every movie. And here, maybe he could be here, but he's not. And we know that he likes doing cameos, so it's a no-brainer. Liz 25 cameo, come on Keanu. Let's do it.
15.
The return of X-Force. People noticed that it looked like Ryan Reynolds was wearing Deadpool's gray X-Force suit in the trailer. He wasn't. It was actually his normal suit after it had been scorched at the end of Deadpool 2. But it was cool to see Deadpool putting together his X-Force team. Bring back Zazie Beetz as Domino, Josh Brolin as Cable, and how great would it be to see lots of back and forth between Wolverine and Brianna Hildebrand's Negasonic Teenage Warrior. Oh my goodness.
14.
X-23. In the timeline that Wolverine will, assumedly, be in for Deadpool 3, he has never met nor does he know about his daughter, Laura. It would be the perfect opportunity to introduce X-23 into the MCU. It would also fit into the current direction of the franchise. Iron Man is being reimagined as Ironheart, a female version of the character. Hawkeye is being replaced by Kate Bishop. The Black Panther is being replaced by Letitia Wright's Shuri, and the list goes on. A young, vicious female version of Wolverine fits right in.
13.
Dougray Scott. For those of you who don't know, Hugh Jackman was not the first actor cast for the part of Wolverine. That honor went to Dougray Scott. Scott was cast, fitted for his costume, and production began. Then Mission Impossible 2 went into reshoots, and Scott couldn't make the production schedule, so he had to bow out. The producers turned to other actors who had auditioned, and they ended up with Jackman. Since we will likely see some of the multiverse storylines play out, why not give a nod to what might have been? That's like Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future.
12.
Deadpool shows Wolverine the end of Logan. This needs to be the post-credit scene. Deadpool, who understands he is a character in a movie, or a comic, whatever, shows Wolverine the movie Logan. We already know that Hugh Jackman, the actor, exists in Deadpool's world. Since Jackman exists, his body of work must also exist, which means the movie Logan is a part of Deadpool's canon. So just let Wolverine find out about his death by watching it happen. How meta is that?
11.
Hitmonkey. For those that may not know him, Hitmonkey is a Japanese macaque. And he's a hitman. Seriously. Hitmonkey has been involved with Deadpool quite a bit. In their first meeting, Hitmonkey was trying to kill Deadpool. He's also had run-ins with Negasonic Teenage Warrior, which would make for some wildly fun screen time. You may be thinking, but Mike, that sounds momentally stupid. To which I would reply, that's what they said about Rocket Raccoon, dude. That's what they said about Rocket. And Groot.
10,
Mr. Sinister. A longtime villain of the X-Men, Dr. Nathaniel Essex, also known as Mr. Sinister, is a geneticist who has performed experiments on himself, as well as other mutants. He's gone on to be one of the coolest villains in X-Men history. Since we know that Marvel Studios doesn't always stick with comic book canon, having Sinister involved with the Weapon X program that essentially tortured both Wade Wilson and Logan wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
9,
Pull a Back to the Future 2. Speaking of Back to the Future, remember in Back to the Future 2 when we see two Marty McFlys and you see how Marty from the second movie was actually there in the first movie all along? Yeah, do that. Use some footage from other X-Men movies and add Deadpool to those clips. They did it at the end of Deadpool 2, so why not really go for broke now? We could see Deadpool in some of Wolverine's more iconic scenes. Like, what if during the climactic Statue of Liberty scene from the first X-Men movie, the camera just pans down and Deadpool is sitting on a bench below watching it all play out? Tell me that wouldn't be great.
8,
Hugh Jackman as Hugh Jackman. Since we established that Jackman exists in Deadpool's world, how much fun would it be to have Logan meet Jackman? It would annoy and piss off Logan, and Jackman would be able to freak out. Even better, Jackman thinks the Wolverine is a great cosplayer. Actually, even better than better, let them meet at one of Jackman's Broadway musicals. Priceless.
7,
Another Brad Pitt cameo. Do you remember that 1 second cameo by Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2? When his character Vanisher hits the power lines and he appears just for a blink of an eye? It was funny once, and a callback would be hilarious.
6,
An epic fight scene. It's a Marvel movie, so we know they're going to have the two heroes fight. It's like a must-have scene for the franchise. But this one could be special. Deadpool and Logan face off. Deadpool with his katanas and guns, Wolverines with his claws. They fight and heal and fight and heal and fight and heal. They cut pieces of each other off. The fight finally ends when they just get bored and stop because it's pointless.
5,
Make it a buddy cop road trip movie. As previously stated, it would be great to see Laura, aka X-23, make an appearance in Deadpool 3. And what could be a better MacGuffin than the search for a lost, lonely, homicidal little girl? By putting the two of them in a car, or plane, or spaceship, or even the Blackbird, the duo could meet new characters, run into old characters, and introduce the audience to a few they've never seen.
4,
An load of Marvel merch. We've seen Deadpool with action figures of himself. In the first movie, he was playing with his Origins figure. Now he's a part of the MCU. The MCU is a merch machine. So how about we give Wade Wilson some epic merchandise of himself? I'm thinking the Deadpool talking severed head would be fantastic.
3,
Deadpool and Wolverine pitching ideas for Deadpool 4 to Kevin Feige. This would really have to be a post-credit scene. You have Deadpool and Wolverine blast their way into Kevin Feige's office at Marvel Films. When they get there, Wolverine is upset about the end of Logan. This makes Feige nervous and confused until Deadpool tells him about his idea for Deadpool 4. You can do it like the second movie announcement video where Reynolds and Jackman are explaining the plot of Deadpool 3 while Wake Me Up Before You Go is playing over the audio. Yeah. These are all your ideas, Marvel. Take them. They're just some credit, But you're welcome. Ryan, Kevin, Hugh.
2,
Hugh Jackman in the yellow suit. It's time. It's just time. Even though the yellow and blue suit is not Wolverine's original, that would be the brown and orange, it's still the one everyone wants to see Hugh Jackman wear. It would be obviously ridiculous for that suit to make an appearance in an X-Men movie. Any of the 90s outfits would be a little ridiculous on screen in the real world, but in Deadpool 3, it could work perfectly. It could even be played off like Deadpool set it up just to mess with Wolverine. This might be what I want to see the most.
1.
New Wolverine. I know that most of this list has been just a little weird, but you know what? We're just having fun playing with what ifs. Nobody really knows much about what Deadpool 3 will be about. I mean, how could we? They're still writing the script. But one thing that would be great would be if the multiverse element was used to introduce a new MCU Wolverine. It would be a great way for Jackman to pass the torch, or, claws, I guess, to the next actor to carry the role forward. It would be a really nice way to say goodbye to Jackman in a way that doesn't feel like we just got punched in the gut. I'm looking at you, Logan. So, there it is. 25 things we would love to see in Deadpool 3. What would you like to see happen? Do you have any fun ideas for what we may get from this movie? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you next, Wolverine. Oh dear God, these are getting worse. I am so sorry.
Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.